2023 is coming to an end, and it's been a fantastic year for amazing, high detailed, brilliant and out there habitat builds in Planet Zoo. So let's reminisce a little bit and let's take a look at the top 5 habitat creations in Planet Zoo of 2023. At number 5, we've got the indoor reptile house based in Nootropic Zoo. This habitat currently houses the Nile monitor, and the guests seem to love it, as you can see. It offers 2 amazing viewpoints, the front viewpoint here with the large window and the modern atmosphere. To the left, the modern architecture continues, and they can see a lovely viewpoint here of the inside of the habitat and the water fountain inside there also. These 2 viewing points offer an amazing views of the Nile monitor and any reptile you would wish to put in this habitat. Habitat is an indoor habitat, that means it's all enclosed and it has a lot of features and a lot of hidden details, like this custom made wall backdrop here next to this lovely Nile monitor itself. Those backdrops continue to the other part where the water fountain is, and a lot of foliage and rock work has really gone into this. Onto the other side, you can see that it still remains very high detailed throughout the build with custom walls and custom feature walls like you're seeing now. From above you will see a rear planter at the back, and you will see that we have got a natural foliage roof as well. We've got a skylight to the main area of the habitat to let some natural light in for our animals. And like I said, everything is custom made, so this tile wall is all custom made tile by myself. And that just brings me on to a point. Everything what you're going to see in this video is my top 5 builds. I didn't want to showcase everybody else's from the Steam Workshop page without getting their permission first, and basically I just didn't have enough time to do that. So I'm going to show you my top 5 builds, what I have created, and because they are my builds, if you do want any of them that you see in this video in your own zoos, you can download them from my Steam Workshop page. The link is in the description down below. At number 4, we've got this lovely rustic and realistic looking habitat which currently houses the wild ass. It suits any animal really, but I really love the break up in barriers and especially this hard shelter. I did put this hard shelter on the Steam Workshop and it got a lot of positive feedback, so if you're one of those persons who downloaded it or liked it, thank you very much. And this was the first habitat that really got me interested in concentrating on making details within the hard shelter. You can see we've got some brickwork hanging off and some dints used by the decals. We've got a nice custom trim creating that custom wall, and then to the front where our animals will go in, we have got a lovely backstage area if we just go in here like this with all custom made fences and all the props you would expect from a backstage area in a zoo of a habitat in real life. Included is a further backstage area here with more props, giving it that more realistic feel. And this fence set is something what I really do love. I love it that much that you actually excluded it from the build and put it on the Steam Workshop as a fence set. So if you want it, you know where to get it. Included into this habitat at the front of where the viewing area is, you will see 2 different barriers overgrown with some foliage, again added to the rustic realistic aspects, but also creating a more unique look. I mean, how good does this barrier look? It was so difficult to actually place because we wanted a windy path, but I think it came out looking pretty good. To the right of the habitat, I broke up the barrier with a little bit of rock work and included kind of a little cave area where your animals can go to get a little bit of privacy, and yes, that is one-way glass as well. We've created a natural barrier to the rear to stop the animals coming out. All you have to do, if you don't know, is just run a null barrier around anything like you can see here, like your own barriers or a load of rock work, and your animals will still not escape. I do it all the time, and in particular in this habitat, it just works really well. For some reason, I always try to include water into my builds, into my habitat builds. I don't know why, I just think it goes in every single habitat. And this is no different. On the left you'll see a lot of rock work and foliage work gone into this to kind of create a little pond area for the animals. The habitat gate is there on the inside, meaning that the asses can be put in here and still have access to the inside area to lie down and have a little bit more privacy away from guests. And even from above, I just love how it came out and the shape of it as a whole. So yeah, at number 4 is the wild ass habitat, or any animal you want to put in here really. Quite suits a lot of animals, doesn't it, if you think about it? Right, let's move on to number 3. At number 3, we have got a penguin habitat, a little penguin habitat to be precise. Not only is the habitat little, but it is for the little penguins. I think one of my favourite things about this build is how compact but still how high detailed it actually is. It's a very clean looking, very modern looking and very sleek looking, and I am really happy with it. Pretty much everything in here is custom made. Everything you see, all the walls, they're not in-game walls, they're made by me from scratch. So all these wood paneling and these foliage walls on the actual hard shelter of the building, which I'll just give you a quick look now, carries on throughout the whole hard shelter from front to back. And there's the entrance, so let's go in and have a look. Very compact, kind of like backstage area, but everything you would need if it was real life. There's one of the little penguins right now, and there's actually one coming in just to the left there as well, and they are very happy and got everything they need in this habitat. Definitely where this habitat shines for me is this outside area and the swimming area for the penguins, with a little jump pod, load of foliage in and around the actual barriers and inside the habitat itself. All the enrichment items they need and the education screens buried into the outlook and the barriers of the habitat. I just love how these little fellows swim. Even though this is a very small habitat, you can imagine with the detailing how long it actually took me to build. Quite long. I think mainly it took me so long because of how fiddly the shape of it was. But that is the little penguin habitat, which is at number 3 place. Again, if you want any of these builds, they are on my Steam workshop page. For number 2, we are back in Nootropic Zoo to take a look at the Nocturnal House. You can already see from the outside it's got a very modern theme. I love how the roofs are different variants of height and different thickness. There is lovely foliage in and around the actual building and habitat, what goes into the building. That's right, this habitat you're looking at here is for the African crested porcupine, but it actually leads into the inside bit, and that's where the Nocturnal House comes into play. So we've got this lovely little kind of like outside garden habitat area with viewing points for our guests to look through these windows like you can see them doing right there just on the left. But if we just go to the main entrance and go inside, you will see where the outside area leads into the inside area where our guests can get a lovely view of the animals sleeping in a natural looking environment. We've got custom made lights dangling over custom made fountains, and to the left here you can see a little entrance what leads, that's right, to an exhibit area. So not only is it a habitat, it also includes 3 separate exhibits. I think the main thing what makes this building stand out, and the reason it's at number 2, is just the detailing and the architecture what's gone into it. Everything just looks, to me anyway, I don't know if you agree, if you do agree, hit that like button, but I just think it looks so beautiful, so clean and so unique. A lot of people often ask me where I get inspiration for to build stuff like this, and honestly sometimes I just see a picture online, or I see something in a real zoo, like a picture from Google or something, or Pinterest or Instagram. On this occasion I just think what my brain can come up with, and this is what it comes up with. I know that's hard for some people to understand, but I have got quite a creative brain. I don't know why it is. My mum was a painter, so maybe it's like genetics, I don't know. And it just fits so nicely in this zoo environment in Nootropic Zoo. By the way, Nootropic Zoo is a series that I have on my YouTube channel of a modern zoo based in the grasslands of Africa. So if you want to follow along, the playlist will, like always, be in the description down below. But I think it fits in really, really well. Yeah, so that's Nocturnal House situated at the number 2 spot. Right, let's take a look at what got number 1. For the number 1 spot, welcome to Modern Africa for this lovely habitat, a unique habitat with a unique hard shelter building. And we're going to take a closer look. A lot of people have said this building here on the left actually looks like an avocado. I can't see it myself, but it is quite funny that people have been saying it. So let's take a look at this habitat, which currently houses the black rhino. So here it is from above, and you can see there's a lot of unique elements to this, a lot of different angles and twists and turns. so it was very difficult to build, as you can imagine. This is currently housing the black rhinoceros, but I can imagine any African animal in here being more than happy with the habitat. As you can see, it is quite a large habitat as well. Let's go over the viewing areas, which we mainly have two. We have this one here, which is separated by a natural foliage barrier and an actual barrier itself, which of course is all custom made with the mesh pieces and the conservation wood pieces and metal pieces. And let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say rhino in the room. Okay, that was a terrible dad joke, I do apologise, let's move on. Is this building? This offers another inside viewing area for the rhinos. That's right, our guests can come in here and get a unique view, a unique sheltered view of the rhinos from inside. From above, you really can see the detailing of it and the work what's been done to it. I'm not too sure how many pieces are actually in this habitat, but what I can tell you, it's a hell of a lot. But if you are new to Planet Zoo and you are looking at my top 5 builds, don't let it put you off building. Stuff like this will take you a hell of a long time to learn and a hell of a long time to build. It's all about patience and perseverance, and you will prevail. You just got to practice or something and you'll get better at it. I'm not saying I'm the most best builder in the world, because I know I'm not. I like to think I'm alright. People watch my YouTube videos at the end of the day, don't they? Which I do appreciate, of course. But yeah, this build took me a hell of a long time. As our lovely black rhino is just entering the water and having a drink, you can see where the foliage really makes this habitat come alive. Just little detailing like this planted tree here with kind of like a barrier put around it. It's all about the little details what matter in the end. And I love how the theme of these wood pieces is kept throughout. And by the way, there is the habitat gate in there. So that's where our zookeepers and our animals will enter and exit from. We've used a lot of null barriers, again pretty much full on null barriers. As you can see, the rock stops the animals getting out all around the edge here, and then we've got these custom made barriers broken up by rocks just to give it that unique look, and they're all twisting and turning as well, they're not all straight, which I really like, which leads us on to the previous viewing area which I've already showed you. We've got little enrichment items buried away, just making sure that animals get everything they need, but still making the habitat look amazing. It looks modern and it looks unique, it's very different, but I like how it's still got that natural theme with it by including the kind of foliage that I've included in the way I've done it. You still got that natural habitat look of being in Africa, but it is a very modern structure, isn't it? So there you go, there is my top 5 builds of 2023, and I'm very looking forward to building even more habitats in 2024. So if you wish to watch me build stuff, then if you're not already, hit the subscribe button. Subscribed or not subscribed, please hit that like button, it helps me more than you even realise. My name's Adam, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the new year and in the next Planet Zoo video. Happy New Year, guys.